Hey everybody, this is Anjanette from AJ's Personal Crochet. How are you doing today? Today is the 3rd of July, so I just wanted to come on really quick and wish everybody a happy 4th tomorrow. Welcome back to my subscribers. Welcome into everybody new. I can't wait to get to know all of you who have just subscribed, and I hope you enjoy it here. My last video, I had a lot of questions and I've noticed that I've only had one comment so far. So if you guys would not mind going and watching it and letting me know your answers, it would be greatly appreciated. Just trying to figure out exactly how I want to go forward on this channel, what things you guys want, housekeeping things. So anyway, we're getting ready to go to the Tracy concert tonight. I'm so excited. I was wrong on my last video. I kept saying that it was the next day. No, it's today. For some reason, ever since he got me the tickets for our anniversary, I kept thinking it was on Tuesday, knowing far well that it was on Wednesday. So, got that going on tonight. All ready in my blues stuff. It's supposed to be very humid out there. Originally, we were supposed to have rain, but now they're saying it's just going to be random showers and it doesn't even show up on the forecast. So I'm praying, no rain. But I'm having a great, wonderful time. I cannot wait to hear him sing Keeper of the Stars again. For those of you who don't know, who didn't hear me say before, that was my husband's and mine, our wedding song. So that's why he got me the tickets for our anniversary so we could go see him. We've seen him in concert once before, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful night. That was part of a birthday party that our country station used to put on every year, and it was free. You just had to win the tickets, and you would have to go to different places they were going to be and, get your hand stamped, and you'd get a ticket, and then they'd call, it was a raffle. So we usually had to go 4 or 5 different places before I got enough tickets for all of us. Sometimes all of us was just 3 of us. Sometimes they gave out 2 tickets at a time, so we'd end up with an extra. So like if one time I had a friend who's a truck driver who was in town and he went with us. That was kind of cool. He taught me how to do the 2-step. Not that I remember because I don't. He promised he would come back and we would do it again, and he's not been back, which is fine. He got married. He has a great life down in Texas. I don't even think that he is driving truck anymore. And I know you're not watching this, but Philip, if you happen to somehow come across this, hi, hope you're doing well. I need to send you a message and see how you're doing. But it's been a kind of a lazy day around here today, just getting ready to go to the fair. The cats have been kind of out of it. It looks like Fluff got in a fight with somebody outside because he's got something on his eye. And then I was just outside with Chark, and he had something all over his mouth. So I was telling Fluff when he came back in with me, I said, is Mom just the wiper of boo-boos today? So got them both wiped off and cleaned off, and they seem to be fine. Be keeping an eye on Chark because I'm not sure. It looks like maybe he ate something weird, and that's what was on his mouth. But he has had a bump in his gums before, and it went away. So I always keep an eye on him to see if it comes back. And when I first saw it, I was afraid something had, like he had a sore or something that opened up. But he does not. He did not like being checked out, though, that is for sure. As soon as I was done, he sat on my lap, and I spent a couple minutes out there with him. I could stay out there all day just sitting there petting him all day long. He'd love it. I would love it. But, there's life and there's things that need to be done. So I did want to do this video with you guys because I'm not sure what day I will be back after today. With tomorrow being the 4th, my daughter is supposed to trim my hair tomorrow. I am so looking forward to that. I cannot put it up in a bun anymore without like this much hanging over, no matter what I do. So I'm wearing one of Aunt Lee's ponytail holders that she got me because it goes with my top. I did a deep clean of my computer yesterday that I try to do weekly, and especially as I'm cleaning stuff off. I still haven't gotten hardly anything off of it, but I've gotten like a couple thousand emails off right now. Right now, I'm prioritizing getting the emails cleaned off so then I can keep those in order. And then I have to go into my files and figure out a new filing system for my patterns so I can actually find them better. I know what I want to do. Right now I have them divided into designers and or yarn stores from where I got the patterns from. And then inside of there I have them divided into like tops and skirts and holidays, amigurumi, whatever on the inside. But I think what I need to do is do everything by item, tops and skirts and amigurumi and all of that, and just put all the designers into that type of file, and it will make it easier for me to find what I need to find. I mean, they have a great search engine for the files, so all I have to do is put in what I'm looking for, but I think it would be even easier if I just have them that way in the files. So it's going to take a while because I have a couple thousand at least digital patterns, so easily. And then I got to decide which ones I'm going to put on the external hard drive and which ones I'm going to keep on the regular. I'm sure, like amigurumi, all my amigurumi will more than likely stay on the regular hard drive. So, and other patterns that I have exclamation points on, because like the blog hops, I would keep those under whoever hosted the blog hop. And then if I see a pattern that I really want to do at the beginning of the name, I'd put exclamation points so that it would go to the top. So yeah, I need to go and put all those exclamation points into one folder. So I know what patterns were, like, wow, I really want to make those and have that to look through. So yeah, I have a lot of work ahead of me, and plus put the charting stuff on here and all of that. So I wanted to come on, have a couple minutes with you today, make sure I wished you a happy 4th for tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Have wonderful fireworks if you like fireworks. I hope for those of you who have pets like we do that you can keep them calm. I've already started a process with Kahlua because it rained today. Even with a very light rain like it was today, she gets fidgety. I thought she might be okay because I knew it was going to be a light rain. So I didn't give her anything before we went to bed last night in form of treats. I fell asleep in the middle of working on my computer, made myself sit back and go to sleep last night. She got up in my lap, and I want to say around 3 o'clock this morning, she started pacing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on my lap, driving me crazy, waking me up, would not lay down, and that's how she gets when it's going to rain, or it is raining. So I didn't see that it was raining. If it was very light. I was so exhausted I could barely open my eyes. I was trying to get her to calm down. And finally, she must have calmed down enough because I completely zonked out. I was planning on waking up enough to get up to get her a couple treats. The ones that I give her that are calming treats, they're very teeny tiny, and they say to give the equivalent of 1 per pound for the cat, so however many pounds they are. And the last time she was weighed, she was 9 pounds. So I've been giving her usually no more than 6 or 7 because I don't want to give her too many. So what I'm doing for this couple day process, because you're not supposed to give them more than their weight in the 24 hours, is I'm just giving her like 4 at a time. So when I got up this morning, actually it wasn't until this afternoon, um, when I wanted to start preparing her for the fact that we were leaving, and somebody had let off a firecracker that had made them all disperse. My husband was gone this afternoon, so I gave her 4, and then I figured I'll give her 2 or 3 before we leave, and then I can give her like 2 more when we get home. And then by the time I get up tomorrow, I can give her a couple. So if I only give her like 2 or 3 at a time, that I should be able to go like every 4 hours and give her a couple, and then she won't have too many in her system, but she will be able to remain being calm. So I'll see. It's my first time trying this, so I'll see if it works. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think, what did I give her earlier? Actually, I think I only gave her 3. But I do things usually in even numbers because for those of you who've been following me, I prefer even numbers. Um, yeah. Anyway, she's like between 9 and 10 pounds. So even if I give her 4, because they're not all full pieces, some of them are cut in half, even though they're tiny, they get broke up. So she will be fine. I will make sure she's fine. We're afraid of what's going to happen while we're gone tonight when the fireworks go off. So I want to make sure that I give her something before we leave, so I know that she can be calm and hopefully sleep through a lot of it. The other cats don't usually get as upset as she does. They don't like fireworks, but like Little Bit used to take this calming treat, but it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss with her on anything, even her food in the morning. She will sit and cry for it for my husband. He'll put it on the floor and then she will go sniff and turn and leave. And she's very picky. So there's only one type of cat food he can give her now. Um, and if she don't want it, it's just like, okay, well, I guess you don't want it today. And she did that to him the other day. She left. And then Kalua, after eating half of hers, went over to eat her sister's because then she'll go back to her own. And so Little Bit then went to hers and ate hers, the half of hers that she had left. She didn't want hers in her own bowl, but she wanted Kalua's. So yeah, yeah, cats. But dogs can be the same way. I had somebody recently tell me that they were always told that cats aren't cuddly. And I'm like, if cats weren't cuddly, I don't think I would have a cat, you know, for my entire life like I have. All of my cats have been cuddly. And they may not be cuddly to other people, but they've all been cuddly for me. And I got to the point when I had learned in college, when I went to find a cat at the Humane Society, when I was in school, that I learned then that, cats pick you, that you don't go, oh, look at that cat, it's so cute, that's the one I want. I've learned that you stick around in the middle of the cats that they have, and the one that's meant to be yours is going to come up and pick you. Because my experience in college was I went looking for a black cat because I love black cats. Absolutely adore them. Have since I was little. And I think it's because they're considered the misfits in the cat world. So I've always been drawn to them because I always felt like a misfit. So I wanted a black cat. And the closest they had was a tortie. So I really, really wanted that tortie. And I went out to see if it was available. And somebody had already put a claim on it, but they had to do all the paperwork and everything. So they put me down as number 2. I'm like, okay, I was kind of sad. I went back in and I was looking, and they had, in this Humane Society, they had all the cats, they separate cats are in one area, dogs are in another. Well, I was kind of used to ours to where they have little rooms that you can go in and visit with them and stuff. But this one was all they had was their cages and, cement floors. The cat cage, the kitten cage, was in the corner. So it splayed out like that, it came, well, it had the door a little bit on the side, so it was kind of, a rectangle shape, top to bottom. And then it went out like this a little bit and then hit the wall, and then it had the corner. So it made kind of, a rounded, it looked almost like a rounded triangle, except for it had that rectangle part in the front. So it was a big space, but it wasn't like a regular square cage. So I'm standing at the door and I'm looking at the kittens, and I'm like looking at them thinking, okay, my mom had a calico. I love calicos. Looking at the different kittens that are, there. But then, like, well, I don't really want a calico. I love that tortie. I would really like a tortie. I'll come back, see what they have. I may not be able to find one right away today like I wanted to, but I will come back and look. As I was standing there looking at the different kittens, I hadn't noticed, but a little calico kitten had started climbing up the door. The door, it was made out of like how gates are, the wires, the covered wires on a outside gate, chain link. There we go. She started climbing up this chain link wire. I noticed her when she got to about here on me. So she climbed all that way up. She got up to my nose and she kissed me on the nose. Of course, my heart melted. And I went back out and I was like, okay, there's another kitten that I would like. Actually, she picked me. And I just had tears in my eyes. It was so sweet. And nobody had a claim on her. And I was able to come and get her the next day. They checked me out. Everything was fine. She purred. They put her in the box and she purred. And my friend happened to come down and visit with me, and he came with me. She sat in that box and just purred and purred and purred all the way home to my apartment. We took her to the vet. Actually, I don't think he was there that day. No, he wasn't there that day. He came, I think, the next day. And because I think it was the start of a holiday weekend or something, so he came to visit me. I took her to the vet. They got her in right away. I was surprised. I went home, I called, and they were like, we have an opening. And I think it was just because it was the holidays. They had an opening. Somebody had called and, canceled. So I took her to the vet that day. And it was one of those things where they tell you what vet to go to because the vet will do the first visit and do the shots and, do all of that. And I ended up staying with that vet down in Indy because I really loved him. And she purred all the way there. She purred in the box. She purred on the table at the vet's. She didn't cry at all, even when she got her shots. I think she was just so happy because she knew she got out of there and she was with the person she picked. And we had a great relationship her whole entire life. She's the one that, if you happen to be on here when I told you that my husband was not a cat person until he met me, that was Stash. Um, my other friend who couldn't come and see me, who had wanted to that weekend, um, he was like, what are you going to name her? And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, why don't you name her Anastasia? And I can't remember why he was on a kick at that time. He loved that name. And I was like, that's way too long. Well, you can call her Stosh. Well, I love that. So that's what I did. Um, and everybody who met her loved her. Even my dad. My dad is not a cat lover, and he loved her. So yeah, we had a very long and happy life with Stosh until we had to put her down when Emily was 2. So I had her from, I would have gotten her in 91, because that's when I moved into my apartment, if I remember right. No, I came home from school in 92. So yeah, 91. And we had her until 99. So she was 8, but she was sick. She had congestive heart failure. So If she wouldn't have had congestive heart failure, I think she would have made it much longer. So, but she had a very happy life the entire time. And there's a channel that I watch, the Fur Baby Farms in Wisconsin. And as they put it, because their sanctuary is all um, feral cats, and as the lady puts it, when they're doing their lives and you know, even the ones who come, because they had one recently that they got, and they ended up having to put down within a day or two. And everybody was like, how sad, the cat finally found you guys. And she said, but the cat knew it was loved. It was completely loved the whole entire time. It was a feral that they didn't think it was completely feral. They think it may have been one that somebody had, you know, had as a pet and left, which is so sad. That happens all the time. And one of the ladies there had completely fallen in love with this cat, noticed there was something wrong with it, and then they had it checked out, and they found out that indeed, I believe it had cancer, or something, it had to be put down. And the volunteer who loved it so much was there. Actually, I think it may have been the lady who actually owned this sanctuary. And she just pet it and loved it and kissed on it and showed it as much love as she could. So, like I said, at least it knew love. At least it wasn't outside and on its own. It knew love. It knew that somebody loved it. So, I love taking care of our cats in the community. There are so many people who are there for their dogs and everything, and who are just like, to cats. And, you know, they need people to love them too. But I know a lot of Yarny people love their cats and their dogs. And I have nothing against dogs. I love dogs too. Uh, I just, right now, I would rather take care of a cat because I know there is more of a need for the cats. But there are a lot of dogs out there too who get left by their humans and are outside and need homes. So no matter if you're a cat person or a dog person, the way I feel is we will always have a rescue animal. It may not mean that it comes from a rescue service. It just means that it's an animal in need. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's this way all over the country or what, but in order to get an animal from the rescues around here now, there is so much criteria that you have to meet. They make it so hard on people when all people want to do is go in and find an animal to love on. I understand there are people who have not well intentions, but I do think that the way things were before, they could weed those people out and not have to go into, did you take your cat to the vet? You know, the last one that you got, did you take it to the vet? Because we're going to call the vet and check up on you. And not only that, they tell you if your cat happens to have fleas, how you have to take care of your house. And the way the one had it outlined to take care of the house, our vet was like, no, that is not good. That's going to end up putting so many chemicals in your house that it's going to end up killing the cats in your house. So it's just so sad to see that this is happening a lot. You know, there are some out there that are not as strict and know, you know, the people just love them and they come in and take care of them. And yeah, I've seen all of our cats today except for Boots, the most feral one. I have not seen him yet today. So we look for him every day. We take care of them. We change their water, you know, especially in the heat. Feed them. We just love our babies. So have a happy 4th. Take care of your pets. You know, unfortunately, it's a holiday they don't love as much as the humans do. So I love you guys. I will see you soon. Remember, you matter. Remember, if you need me, you can always get in touch with me. You can email me If I haven't gotten back with you, either email me again or put in a comment, hey, I sent you an email, and I will go look for it, because when I have busy days, I don't even look at my email. I have to be honest. So I'm trying to change that. I will look at my channel email, but I still don't have all the stuff cleaned off of it that I need to, so I don't see posts from my subscribers as quickly as I should. So I'm trying to remedy that. Um, I was going to say it's the first email I'm working on. I've been going between my personal and that one to work on that one. And then the very last one that I'll work on is my newsletter one, because it's easier to do those two. And so I can unsubscribe from the newsletters. I thought that I was unsubscribed from all of them, but I have found so many pop up again here lately. Either they never took me off when I unsubscribed, so I just need to go through the process again, and which is upsetting because it's a little tedious. I gotta go. We're leaving here in half an hour, and I have a couple things I need to get done. So I will see you later. You matter. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I love you guys. I'm working on asking people for lives. So if there's anybody you want to see on my channel on a live, please, please, please let me know. I've reached out to a couple people. Corinna is supposed to come on sometime. I asked Russell again if he might want to, and he said sure. So at some point in time, he's going to come on and do a live on here with me. So if there's anybody you want me to reach out to, I have no problem reaching out to them. They may say no because I'm a smaller channel right now, but most people respond back. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten a response from this one person, but I have a feeling she's on vacation or something. I don't know. Um, but anyway, I'll see you later. I love you. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. And I'll see you in a couple days.